All right, guys, welcome into another episode of Freshman Friday. I am your host, as always, Blake Sorrell, and today I'm joined by Miss Ashton Morrison. Ashton, thank you for coming on with me today and talking some sports.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's great having you on. And one thing we have in common is that we both are from Forsyth County. So let's start there. Let's talk about your background a little bit. How long did you live in Forsyth County? Did you grow up there your whole life? And how was your experience at South Forsyth High School?
I pretty much lived there my whole life, and I loved going to South, and especially the tennis team. I had a great high school tennis experience, and so that was really great. And it's kind of nice just being from Forsyth. You definitely see some familiar faces here. There's a ton of Forsyth people, so I'm never, don't know anyone.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely relate to that as well. I feel like 70% of the people that go to this school are from Forsyth, honestly.
Yeah.
So you talked about your tennis background at South, and I know you were coached by Sherry Frankel, and Miss Frankel had a big impact on me. So I want to ask you the impact she had on you, athletically, and then also academically, how she pushed you.
Miss Frankel's the best. Definitely someone I'll always look up to. She was definitely more of a friend than a coach. She was a great coach, but definitely like a great friend and mentor, and was always like ready to help me off the court as much as she was on court. So. Right.
That's awesome. And she had a big impact on me as well, of course, even though I didn't play tennis. But that leads me to my next question. So did you ever watch tennis growing up? Did anyone female tennis players specifically have any impact on the way that you play your game today?
Okay, so I'm actually not a really big tennis fan. I don't really love to watch it. I like to watch college.
Right.
But like pros, I've always loved like Serena Williams and like Venus Williams. They're super cool, but I never really got into I was just always like, I'd rather be playing it than watching.
Right. So that kind of brings me into my next point. If you don't love watching tennis, your favorite athlete, according to the website, is Bo Jackson. So I don't know, are you an Auburn fan? What's the connection? So what makes you love Bo Jackson?
Okay, I am not an Auburn fan, and I never will be. Once my parents showed me the like 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson, and I was like, that guy's amazing. Like, I was like, this guy is unreal. I want to be him when I grow up. So I guess that like inspiration just like sprouted from there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I can't stand Auburn myself, but you got to respect Bo Jackson and everything he brought to the table as an athlete on the baseball field and also on the football field. Two-sport athlete, you got to respect him.
Yeah.
So my next question for you is, how have you been adjusting going from South Forsyth to Georgia College? I know you said you have some familiar faces that you see, but have you been adjusting in a way that you expected?
Yeah, it's definitely different, and I mean, it does help that all my roommates are from Forsyth too, so we're kind of all going through the same thing. And it wasn't much of a like size-wise transition. It's kind of, we came from a big school, whereas I've been talking to people who came from like schools of like 32 people, and they're coming here and they're like, what? So I kind of like the size, and it's a good distance from home and everything. So I've been able to go home a few times, and it's been, it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm adjusting.
Yeah, no, and that, you got a good mindset the way that you're looking at it, going from, a big school, and then you come and you see other people that are coming from, like you said, senior classes with like 35 people in them. It's a big culture change for a lot of people, but we are fortunate to be where we're from. My next question for you is going to be, so have you, as a freshman, I'm sure you've had some girls on the team approach you as, some seniors per se. Has anyone kind of reached out to you and tried to help you with your adjusting period going from, high school to college?
The girls on the team now, the older girls, are seriously the best people ever. They're the sweetest. They've been so helpful. And only half of our team is here because all of the international players aren't coming till the spring. So I've only got to meet half the team. So that'll be kind of weird. I'm like on this team, but I never even met half my teammates, but all the ones that are here are super sweet and so helpful and always like reaching out, making sure I know what's going on. Since I'm like the only freshman on the team, I'm kind of having to try to figure it out on my own and stuff, but they've been super helpful and so awesome.
Yeah, being the only freshman on the team, I'm sure, is a little bit concerning. So, it's very interesting that, you are the only freshman on the team. And I'm sure that some of the other girls on the team maybe have been in your position before, maybe not per se. But, it sounds like you got the right idea and you're trying to be as positive as you can. And it's good that you have people around you that are trying to do what they can to mentor you along the way, for sure.
Yeah.
So my next question for you is, I know you're a freshman now, so you have goals probably for the season. So I want to get to those, but I really want to know 4 years from now, where does Ashton Morrison see herself?
4 years from now, I hope to be a teacher. That's my major right now, special education. That's where I want to be. Tennis wise, I really don't know. I just I'm just gonna try to like soak up as much of college tennis as I can. I mean, this has been the goal since I was like 5 years old, just get to college tennis. So I'm really just trying to like soak up as much of it in every moment and just appreciate it,
Sure. Again, like I said, you got the right mindset coming in at a young age, the way that you're looking at everything, just soaking it all in and just living in the moment. Honestly, that's the way to go. That's going to lead me to my final question. So with the COVID-19 pandemic kind of taking everybody in the world by storm and, just absolutely just derailing our economy and, the way that things are going right now, I want to ask you from an athletic standpoint, how has the COVID-19 pandemic changed the way that you've trained and the way that you've been having to practice and stay in shape in order to play tennis? Has anything really changed for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hours are like cut from, it feels like my whole life was devoted to tennis, and now it's like only a few hours a week because that's all we can get right now, and it definitely makes you appreciate it a whole lot more. Like before, if you were like, oh, we have to go do conditioning, I was like, oh my gosh, seriously, anything but conditioning. But now it's like, yes, like something. I'm so excited to get out to do conditioning, it really just made me like appreciate everything that goes on behind it. And so I mean, everything's sort of negative right now, but that's definitely one big positive that I've taken from it. So
definitely. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for me. All right, guys, that wraps up another episode of Freshman Friday. We appreciate Ashton for coming on and talking some tennis with us. It was a great time as always, and we'll see you next Friday.